gentleman for yielding. Mr. Speaker, we've been trying all day to convince the Republican leadership to bring up H.R. 1217. The reason being is that for the last 3.5 years, we've been trying to get a vote on this bipartisan pro-Second Amendment bill. And in the course of that 3.5 years, 34,000 people have been killed in our country by someone using a gun. 34,000. That's someone's child, someone's brother, someone's loved one, someone's wife, someone's husband, someone's partner. And it's absolutely shameful. We heard yesterday on the steps of the Capitol a terrifying story from a woman whose 10-year-old daughter was murdered by someone with a gun. Someone who couldn't legally buy a gun because he couldn't pass a background check. He was a felon. But he got around that law because he went online. He found the same gun that he could have bought, that you could buy in a gun store online, but without the requirement to pass a background check. He bought that gun, he shot that brave woman, and he murdered her daughter. We can take a step today to do something about that. We can bring up the background check bill, bipartisan, pro-Second Amendment, 186 co-authors in this House. We can bring it up for a vote and we can pass it. That will provide the first line of defense against people who shouldn't be able to buy guns from buying guns. Who are these people? Criminals, domestic abusers, terrorists, those who are dangerously mentally ill. They should not be able to get their hands on a gun. Now, can we stop it in every instance? No. But we know that background checks work. We know that we can make a real difference. Every day in the United States of America, 170 felons are stopped from buying guns because of the background check program. Every day in the United States of America, 50 domestic abusers are stopped from buying a gun because of the background check system. It works. We know it works. Why won't we bring that bill up for a vote? That woman stood on the steps of the Capitol yesterday. That was a courageous stand she took. Lost her daughter, watched her daughter murdered right in front of her eyes. She herself shot. But she's out advocating for sensible, pro-Second Amendment, reasonable gun laws that will protect people. That's brave. What's brave about avoiding a vote on this bill? A bipartisan bill, a bill that supports the Second Amendment, a bill that has both Democrats and Republicans as co-authors, 186 co-authors. Background check bill, perfectly constitutional, perfectly reasonable, supported by gun owners, both Democrats and Republicans, supported by 90% of the American people. 90% of the people that we collectively represent are asking us, do something about this tragedy that's taking place over 30 times a day in the streets of America. 90%. That is unbelievable support. And what has the Republican leadership done? Nothing. 34,000 deaths in the last 3.5 years that we've been trying to take up this bill. 1,182 mass shootings since we've tried to take up this bill. 30 moments of silence on the floor of this House. Zero votes to protect the people that we represent. 0 votes to do anything regarding responsible Second Amendment gun laws that will protect the people that we represent. Mr. Speaker, we're not asking for a lot. We're asking for a vote. We know that background checks work. Your side knows it, and our side knows it. One of the previous speakers on the underlying bill today said it's time to put politics aside and look at the policy. What in the world is going on with background checks? The policy's solid. They work. 170 felons a day are stopped from getting a gun because of background checks. 50 domestic abusers a day are stopped from getting a gun because of background checks. Sounds like pretty solid policy to me, Mr. Speaker. It must be the politics on the other side that are getting in the way. And the American people do not want that to continue. 90% of the people that we represent are with us. They say criminals, terrorists, domestic abusers, and the dangerously mentally ill should not be able to get guns, and that the Congress, the men and women that they send to the Congress of the United States of America, should take responsible action to stop that from happening.
Gentleman's time has expired.
Give us a vote on the background check bill. Help keep our constituents safe.